my cousin Melody and I decided to invite a small group of women to get together once a month to cook. We've been meeting together for 4 years, and it started off really as a cooking club. Like, we got together to cook, and it was super fun, and we really enjoyed it. And over time, I think each of us would say it's one of the primary places of connection and relationship in our lives, and I think we're a little bit surprised by that. So when everybody comes in, it's just like, it goes from like perfectly silent to just this crazy whirlwind of like baskets and coats and wine bottles. And we're all like up in each other's business because one person wants the oven at 450, but another person needs it at 300. And so we like sneak back and forth. And, you know, over the years, we figured out like, I know exactly where Amanda keeps her knives, and I know where Casey keeps her measuring cups. And so we've kind of developed this dance. The cooking club right now, there's 6 of us. My cousin Amanda, basically Amanda is the brains behind the entire organization. And her sister Melody, they're both teachers, and so we ask them like a bazillion questions about our kids all the time. Brannon, who I grew up with and was my college roommate and who works with me now. Margaret, who is a friend who actually grew up with my cousins, and I knew her a little bit from church. And then Casey, who I knew from church, like starting in junior high. So Jocelyn was one of our original members. And then about maybe a year and a half into the group, she decided that she was going to move to Haiti and work with schools and children down there. And we were so excited for her. We were sad for her to go, but we knew this is totally her thing. This is what she's passionate about. This is what, you know, kind of the next thing unfolding for her. And she wrote us a letter. And the last line of the letter said, "I can't imagine life without a table between us." And every time I hear that line, it just like, that's exactly right. That's what God has done in my life and in our lives around that table is totally unbelievable to me. Some of what's so moving, I think, about the table is we come to the table because our hunger brings us there. We live in a culture that prides us for not having any needs. I don't need to sleep, I don't need to eat, I'm so fast, I'm like a robot, I'm so tough, I can keep going. It's a really soulless, really damaging way to live. And the table reminds us that we're human, and that's a good thing. That God gave us a sense of hunger, and that's a good thing. It's like an internal timer that sends us back to this meeting place, to this place where we can connect, to be nourished both by food, but also by the conversations that we have there. With anything, when you do something that you love, and when you commit to doing something together over a long period of time, something else kind of emerges along the way, and all of a sudden it's not just about the cooking. Between us, there are 6 of us. We've lost 8 pregnancies, and we have walked through that very much together, both around the table and in hospitals and over the phone and showing up last minute with takeout food. And we have become much more than just the time that we spend around the table. I remember being at the hospital. Mac had just been born, like maybe he was 4 hours old, and all of a sudden the room was totally full. And there were Honeycrisp apples and homemade chocolate chip cookies and balloons and outfits and so much laughter and noise. And they were all just crowded right in. And the nurse was like, people don't do this. Like, people don't have people in the delivery room 4 hours later, but they're my people. And at a certain point, the hours and the minutes that you spend there kind of knit you together in a really significant way, and you say the things that you've needed to say for a long time. And you hear the things maybe that you've needed to hear for a long time. The table creates that space if you let it.